Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is April 7th, 2026. And the Technical Committee of Referees, or the CTA, have stated that the referee made a mistake in regards to Gerard Martin's red card. Also, Barcelona have identified the option B in case Bastoni signing doesn't go through. And finally, Casado open to hearing offers. You have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. We'll begin with the news that the Technical Committee of Referees, or the CTA, have ruled that the red card reversal against Gerard Martin was a mistake. Now, as you know by now, over this weekend when Barcelona defeated Atletico Madrid 1-2 at Metropolitano, Gerard Martin was shown a red card, and then the VAR intervened and the referee reversed that red card, giving him a yellow instead. And well, the CTA, or the Technical Committee of Referees, in their program, a program that they have created where they review calls, they have stated that the VAR was incorrect and that the red card was the correct one. Now, this is what the CTA had to say. It is a case of a serious foul play without it being relevant who touches the ball first. The correct disciplinary sanction must be a red. The CTA considers that the VAR should not have intervened, as it was a correct decision taken by the referee on the field. The recommendation for review by the VAR led to an incorrect modification of an action that had been well assessed in real time. The referee should have remained with his initial decision. So the CTA saying the VAR made a mistake because it's not relevant who touched the ball first, that it should have been a red, because as you know by now, the ball goes loose. Gerard Martin goes, clears the ball, and in the follow-through, he steps on the Atletico Madrid's player's ankle. And the referee, when he reviewed it, he determined that it's not a red because the ball was not in control of the Atletico Madrid player. It was in control of Gerard Martin when he clears it, and the follow-through is what causes the foul, and therefore he reversed it. But the CTA says, no. It doesn't matter who touched the ball first. It doesn't matter who was in control of the ball. None of that matters. What matters is that Gerard Martin's studs stepped on the Atletico Madrid player's ankle, and therefore it should have been a red. Okay, fine. I'm okay with that. But here's the problem. What about this? You guys remember this? This is Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. This is Juliano Simeone, who slid for the ball. He clears the ball. But in the follow-through, his studs almost break Balde's leg in two. And the referee said it wasn't a red card because Simeone touched the ball first. So, if it doesn't matter who touched the ball first, why is it that Gerard Martin's red card should be a red card, but Simeone's is not? I think that's a good question a CTA should clarify. Because like I've said many times before, at this point, I don't know what's a penalty kick. I don't know what's a red card. I don't know what's a handball. Because every play, it could be the same exact play, can be interpreted 20 different times with 20 different calls. Which continues to show that these referees have no freaking idea what they're doing. Because again, please explain to me how one is a red and how one is not. Please, because at this point, I don't know anything. I don't even know what's a goal. So please, CTA, can you clarify? Because it's clearly the only one thing that's evident out of all of this is that you have zero criteria. That's the only thing certain in Spanish refereeing, is that there is zero criteria on judging plays. Now, speaking of this whole mess, of course, Madrid-based media have now taken advantage of this situation, and the headlines read everywhere: Real Madrid are losing the league because of the VAR. Yes, they're now using this as an excuse to justify the horrendous performance of Madrid throughout the Liga, saying that the VAR is the reason why Barcelona are going to win La Liga. And here's the thing. The VAR is not the reason why Barcelona are going to win La Liga. The VAR is the reason why Madrid are still in La Liga race, because how many penalty kicks have been awarded to Real Madrid? Dubious penalty kicks that have been awarded to Real Madrid that if it wasn't for those wrong, erroneous calls, Barcelona could easily be maybe, 15 points ahead of Madrid. So please, don't come at me with like VAR is why Barcelona are going to win. No. VAR is why Barcelona hasn't won yet, because this league could have been wrapped up a long time ago. Anyway, so let's move on to the next bit of news, because speaking of the pathetic club who could not win without the help of referees, the club that, embodies that no penalty, no party. Today, Real Madrid lost at the Santiago Bernabeu 1-2 against Bayern Munich in the first leg of the Champions League. A match that I watched, and I gotta say, a match that it was a little bit disappointing for me. Not because the scoreline, because of course, don't get me wrong, I did want to see a bigger scoreline, but it was disappointing to me because I expected more out of this Bayern Munich. And I'm not saying this because they play against Madrid and I wanted to see a bloodbath. Of course I did. But honestly, I expected more out of this Bayern. I saw Bayern that made some very, very silly mistakes. I saw a Bayern that gave up after the second goal. I saw a Bayern that completely lowered their intensity and allowed Madrid to score their only goal. I don't know. I was not sold by this Bayern Munich, because this match could have easily ended 1-4, 1-5. Bayern Munich created a lot of chances. They didn't know how to take advantage of those chances, and then they just completely gave up. And Real Madrid was able to score a goal. And here's the thing. This is why I also say this Bayern didn't really impress me, because Madrid could have also won this match, because they too created chances. And if it wasn't for Neuer, we could be talking about a different score line. Now, here's the silver line out of this whole thing, and why I'm bringing this up, because I was thinking, I don't think Barcelona has a chance to win in the Champions League. We have Bayern are coming in full force. We have Arsenal's coming in full force. But after today's match, I can see Barcelona beating this Bayern Munich, because I was not impressed. Even though they won at the Bernabeu, which of course is a difficult thing to do. But I don't know. Upamecano looked like crap. Luis Diaz looked like crap. I don't know. What do you guys think? For those of you who watch this match, please let me know down below. Now, of course, the second leg will be in Munich, which will be a very difficult thing for Madrid to come back from. But nonetheless, it is a 1-2, so anything is possible. We'll see what happens in the second leg of the quarterfinals. Now, on to that next bit of news, because as I mentioned in yesterday's video, Barcelona's newest signing, the English wonder kid AJ Tavaris, suffered an injury during a match where he crashed against the wall that's behind goal. He fractured his wrist. He underwent medical exams to see whether he would need a surgery, and it looks like he won't. However, the bad news is that AJ Tavares will be out between 1.5 months to 2 months while he recovers from that fracture, which pretty much means that AJ Tavares will miss the remainder of the season. So really bad start for the English attacker, but hopefully he'll be able to impress in the following seasons. Now on to that next bit of news, because Barcelona have identified the Plan B to Bastoni. As you know, Barcelona will be looking to reinforce the center back position come the summer transfer market. Their number one target is Bastoni. They're currently in negotiations with Bastoni and Inter Milan to make that move happen. But just in case it doesn't go through, Barcelona have identified as Jean Lucumi as the Plan B. Now, if you don't know who John Lucumi is, he's a 27-year-old center back currently plowing his trade at Bologna. His contract expires in 2027, and he has decided that he will not be renewing with the Italian club. Therefore, he will be entering the final year of his contract come this summer transfer market. And, of course, Barcelona believe that he fits the profile of the defender that he's looking for, someone that Barcelona has actually watched before, someone who's been linked with Barcelona in the past. Lukumi does have offers from the Premier League and Turkey, but nonetheless, just know that Barcelona considering Lukumi in case the Bastoni deal doesn't go through. So let me make this clear. Bastoni is still the #1 priority. Barcelona are still trying to sign Bastoni. In case it doesn't go through, Lukumi is the plan B. This doesn't mean that the Bastoni deal is off. Doesn't mean that Barcelona are going after Lukumi now. No. Still Bastoni, but in case it doesn't go through, you always have to have a plan B. And well, the plan B is John Lukumi. Now, we'll end today's video with the news that Casado is now open to hearing offers. Now, Casado is someone who's seen his minutes dwindle more and more with the passing of time. He's been having a lot of interest this past winter transfer market, and even last summer, he decided to stay in both situations because Hansi Flick asked him to. But now Casado is kind of considering his future on whether he should stay at Barca or go somewhere else since he's not really getting much playing time. And it's reported that Casado is now open to hearing offers to see what clubs are interested in him, what they have to offer, not just monetarily, but also as far as their project. Now, this doesn't mean that Casado has decided to leave. Not at all. Casado is just looking what's out there, and then he's going to decide what his future is. So he wants to see what offers are out there, what clubs are interested in him, what are they offering him money-wise and project-wise, and then he'll sit down, review the offers, and then decide on whether he wants to stay at Barca or go somewhere else. So again, this doesn't mean Casado's leaving. It just means he wants to see what's out there and then decide on whether to stay or leave. And of course, my question to you is, what would you do? Would you keep Casado? Would you sell him? I would prefer to keep him because he's a profile that we don't have. I think he's the only kind of that profile that we have on the first team. But of course, I do understand him wanting to get minutes somewhere else. So we'll see what he decides. And of course, I want to see what you guys think. That is all for this video. I did upload another video a few moments ago. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Barça.